Welcome to the workshop. Hi, today I'm reviewing UJK Technology's depth gauge. This gauge is said to be invaluable for setting router cutter depths, fence positions and saw blade heights. It's got a cast aluminium body, two-way metric measuring scale and a 60mm depth or height measurement. I've set the marker down flat on the table and we're measuring a pretty precise 0 on the scale. As you can see from the video, reading at an angle is inaccurate. The scale matches that on the standard steel reference rule that I use in the workshop. When I got to the table saw, I thought I was going to have problems here because of the throat plate. I thought this distance would be too large for the indicator to be touching the blade, but actually I'm sat a couple of mil over here on the table, so I'm bridging the whole of the throat and I'm able to gauge off one side of the blade. So obviously I have to be careful. This is a bevel tooth on this blade and I'm checking the high point there, and that's fine. The soles of the arch here have been milled and do sit very flat on my table, so even if it hadn't bridged the whole of the throat of the saw, I would have been quite happy to have put my weight on the one side and just checked off like so, and I think that would be perfectly accurate. If I slide that across, it slides onto the other side of the table and it's a good fit. If you fit the arms of the gauge in between into the gullets of some of the teeth, then you can measure the outside of the blade and you can eyeball just about the inside of the blade. So it's not perfect, but it's probably as good as using a tape or a steel rule. Here at the jointer, I'm able to check the difference between my two tables by holding the one leg hard down on the table and lowering the indicator. That's showing me almost 2mm difference. Of course, most people will be using this with their router tables. This is where it really comes into its own. We can set the height of a router bit very easily. And we can set fence distance very easily. Again, there is the problem of measuring between the fence and the inside cutting edge of the bit. Of course, you'd still have a problem of measuring between the fence and the inside edge of your bit. However, router bits come with a specified diameter, so you only need to add that diameter to the measurement you want between the inside edge and the fence, set the gauge to that new amount, and then set up on the opposite edge of the cutter. So I'm quite impressed by this piece of kit. The bottoms appear to have been milled pretty flat and level with each other. The height adjustment mechanism is very easy to use and very easy to read, and once tightened there's no slop left in there, and I think this will be saving me a little bit of time when I'm in the machine shop.